getting an attorney to fix your credit is a process, right? Like, you have to go through some things to basically get to the point where you would need an attorney. So this means you already have basic disputed, you already have certified mailed the credit bureaus and the collection agencies if you needed to go after them as well. It's easier to go after the collection agencies, just to give you a heads up. However, the credit bureaus, they always making mistakes. Welcome to Credit Monster, where high limits are achievable and bad credit is beatable. It's your boy again, legendary Daquan, back in here with another banger. Got a special treat for y'all today. I'm actually going to share with y'all how I've gotten a lawyer to basically fix my credit for free. Y'all. Yes, I got a lawyer to fix my credit for free. Now, he actually went to bat for me against a collection agency who was doing the wrong thing. He had submitted a lawsuit and they got the collections removed from my credit report, raising my score about 45 points. And that's not even the icing on the cake. The icing on the cake is that I'm expecting a check from the settlement. And I'm going to show y'all how to get the same thing. If you find this content valuable, please don't hesitate to like, comment, share, and subscribe so we can help more people take advantage of the Credit Monster. Okay, y'all. Hopefully y'all subscribe for this information because I'm putting out the juice. So you definitely want to subscribe so you don't miss anything on the YouTube station. Now listen, getting an attorney to fix your credit is a process, right? Like, you have to go through some things to basically get to the point where you would need an attorney. So this means you already have basic disputed, you already have certified mailed the credit bureaus and the collection agencies if you needed to go after them as well. It's easier to go after the collection agencies, just to give you a heads up. However, the credit bureaus, they always making mistakes. And so does collection agencies. So it's really up for grabs with either one of them. But what I'm trying to say is you have to put in the work. Before you could get a lawyer to fix your credit for free, you have to exhaust your resources, your basic resources, which is basic disputing, which is certified mail and getting that return receipt, saving all your documents. Do not throw away documents. When you get things from the credit bureaus, you want to save them. You want to save every response. You want to save every response from the collection agency. You want to keep all those documents in a safe place. When you're repairing your credit, this is what you want to do. Now, repairing your credit and building credit is two different things. I'm going to be doing a separate video on building credit, but this is the repair process. It is a process. It takes a little bit of time, maybe a few months, maybe even a year sometime, maybe even a couple years. A good credit repair process will probably take you a couple years to get to like that 750, 800. Well, not 800, but that 750 that you want. 800 might take you it might take 5 years. You know, like, cause you need a very thick file to get that far. And if you know faster ways, feel free to put it in the comments below. But as far as I know, from a logical point of view and from seeing other people do it, it takes at least 7 years to produce an 800 credit score, because that is how you maximize the age of credit, which is a 15% factor in your FICO score. But that's off topic. Let's talk about the lawyers. Now listen, once you do your due process, which is sending them basic disputes, getting certified mail receipts, getting responses, or or you might not have got a response, but you have sent these letters. You have proof that you have been sending these letters. You have receipts. Now, you can even do a CFPB complaint and try to get the removal. But what I like to do is I like to get my local attorney in your city. It's going to be a link where you could, search whatever city you in, and find a consumer lawyer near you. And you want to give maybe 2 or 3 consumer lawyers a call to see if they will work with you and help you. And most likely they will, because if you explain to them how you've been trying to fix your credit, and that what you're trying to do, and also that you have all the documentation, you have all the letters that you sent, you have all the responses, you have the return receipts, and that they didn't update your credit report. So these are definite violations that are grounds for lawsuits. The lawyer will most likely work with you because they are going to sue the credit bureaus, or they're going to sue the collection agency. They're going to get a check, and they're going to cut you a check of $1,000 to compensate you for your time, of going through that process. That's the settlement. So if you have multiple violations on one credit, like if you have like 2-3 collections with the same collection agency and you're suing them for all those collections, that will be one settlement. If you have like this collection agency and another collection agency, that will be 2 different settlements. So just keep that in mind. It's not per violation, it's per case that you'll get a settlement check for the most part. Okay, now when you contact the lawyer, you just make sure you tell them you have all your paperwork. They're going to ask you to send that to them. They're going to ask you to send them a credit report from myfreecreditreport.com. I think that's what it is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but basically is where you can get your annual free credit report. That's what I'm thinking of. And basically, you could pull that, you could do that online. Make sure you download it, email it to the lawyer. They're going to review your credit report. They're going to ask you for the letters. Email them all the letters, like you have them in a safe place on your computer somewhere. Email them all the responses. You can scan them with your cell phone, or if you got a printer scanner, you can just scan that and then email the responses. Yes, and they'll have everything. And also the return receipts. You want to eat. That's where the meat and potatoes happen. You got your case based on those return receipts. When did they receive it? If the collection agency received a formal dispute, and you have proof that they have received it, and they didn't respond within 30 days, that's a violation. That's grounds for lawsuit. Or they might have responded, and based on their response, they might not even have a license to collect in your state. That's a grounds for lawsuit. Or another thing may be they didn't update your credit report saying that you did dispute. That's also a basis for a lawsuit. So you could go ahead and the lawyer will, have you sign paperwork so they could pursue the case on your behalf. Now, most lawyers, and I guess this might be a preference for lawyers, they will tell you that you don't want to continue disputing other things on your credit report until the case settle, because you don't want to affect the current case, because they're going to be constantly looking at your credit report, seeing what happened, what changes, seeing if they continue to violate with the collection agencies, that is, if they're continuing to violate. And you want to, you want to make sure that you're not interfering in that process by disputing other things on your credit report. So that's why this should be the last thing you do in the process. This is like after you've been disputing till the cows come home on the other accounts, and you've done everything you can, and you have solid violations, then you could get the lawyers to fight the rest of that out and just wait for your check. It may take 5, it might take 4, it might take 6 or 9 months before you get a check. Yes, it's a process, and it's going to be you can't dispute anything within that process. So you want to just make sure you are doing your thing to get everything off your credit report before you go ahead and pursue the lawsuit process. The other way to do it is a CFPB. You might want to do that before you even get the lawyer involved. It really depends on what's important to you. If you're in a super hurry to fix your credit, then the CFPB complaint will probably be the faster route. But if you're not really in a rush and you want to get a check, then the lawyer route would be the way to go. Now, it does not guarantee, the fact that you have a lawyer submitting a lawsuit does not guarantee the removal of the credit of the collections or whatever you're trying to get off. It does not guarantee it, but more than likely that they are willing to take it off because they don't want to get hit with another lawsuit. So in my personal situation, I had, it's 3 credit bureaus, so two of the credit bureaus remove the actual collections. It was 3 collections from the same company. They removed it from Equifax and TransUnion, but it stays on Experian. So I think they're trying to be slick, and I'm just communicating with my lawyer. Hey, they still on the Experian, so we might even get some more money out of this situation because that's another violation. So that might be another case, but the settlement is coming, and it's great that it at least got off 2 of my credit reports, which brought my score up 45 points because it was 3 different collections with that same collection agency. It's ridiculous, y'all, and it's a process. You got to be patient and you got to stay grounded in the fact that you're trying to change your credit situation and you want to maintain it. You don't want to get basically impatient and start running up credit cards and doing things that's not conducive to building good credit or maintaining good credit. So you got to stay focused, y'all. And again, if you enjoy this type of content, please don't hesitate to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because we want to introduce more people to the Credit Monster so they can be educated, so they can make better moves, make better decisions with their credit and overall their finances. It's your boy Legendary Daquan. Thanks again for watching the video. Now click on this next video where I explain how to sue the credit bureaus. It's like a prequel to this video, but it's a solid video. It's a little older, but it's solid. Make sure you check it out. It's right here in front, and you could go ahead and click it, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.